What is up, you guys? Let's get into my AEW Double or Nothing predictions. All right, we'll be beginning with the AEW buy-in before the show, which is pretty much similar to the pre-show for WWE. This is going to be hosted by Renee Paquette and Mick Foley, formerly known as Renee Young, and Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, whatever, also in WWE. It's going to be awesome to get to see Mick Foley and obviously Renee Young. She's always on the AEW television. For the first match on the buy-in, the Ops versus the Death Riders. This match should be absolute banger. I have the Ops picking up the win here. The reason I have the Ops picking up the win is because I see a member of the Ops losing later in the night, which I'll have Will Ospreay versus Samoa Joe, and I have a member of the Death Riders probably winning, which is Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. Therefore, I'm going to be taking the Ops to get their one and only win of the night. Up next is Boom and Doom with Conglomeration versus Shane Taylor Promotions. I think this is a very obvious match to pick. Boom and Doom with the Conglomeration for sure winning the Conglomeration. Probably the most over faction in all of AEW. And obviously, I just don't see Big AJ coming down and losing in his hometown over here by New York, New Jersey. So I have Boom and Doom the Conglomeration whooping Shane Taylor Promotions and picking up the win. And lastly, on the AEW buy-in, a 5-minute women's tag match between Divine Dominion and Zeta Steel and Viva Van. I have Viva Van and Zeta Steel picking up the win, but not actually getting the titles. I have them pushing the match over 5 minutes, breaking the time limit, giving them the win, and probably giving them a shot at the next pay-per-view. And finally now, let's get into the main card of my AEW Double or Nothing predictions. We're going to be kicking off with Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly for the Continental Championship. I have Jon Moxley retaining in this match. I want to see blood. I want to see high-flying spots. I want to see technical wrestling. These are two of the best in-ring performers that the world has to offer. I am so excited to see this match. I really would have a problem with this kicking off the broadcast as well, considering how hyped it would get the crowd, the blood. I just think it would really show you what you're getting into with this awesome pay-per-view. But with all said and done, I have Jon Moxley picking up the win. Up next, the I Quit tag team title match between FTR and Cage and Cope. I think this is really one of the hardest matches to predict on this card. I could see them going with Cage and Cope and running with them for the titles until All In. I could also see them giving the title to FTR and let them remain as this top heel tag team that has really carried the AEW tag division last year. They have been absolutely unbelievable since winning the titles, and I don't have a problem with them keeping the titles on them. Although I think Cage and Cope are going to win the titles. It's not the most logic, but the only reason I see it is because I don't see that many possible title changes. Therefore, I'm going to take Cage and Cope to take these titles in All In, win them here, and get their match in London. Next, another match set to be an absolute banger. Mina Shirakawa versus Athena, the women's champion from Ring of Honor. I have Athena picking up the win here, also known as Ember Moon from WWE. I have her picking up the win. I think Athena is hot. I think Mina Shirakawa is a person who can very easily eat a pin and not really get hurt due to her fun, cool character. And I could really see Athena going deep in this Owen Hart Classic. And I just wanted to put this out because the match was supposed to be Willow Nightingale versus Alex Windsor, but Willow Nightingale is now out indefinitely, and I think we'll have to be giving up her TBS championship. And Alex Windsor will be facing a wild card in the first round of the Owen Hart quarterfinals. I really don't know who it's going to be. Maybe it's Tony. Maybe it's Mercedes Moné coming back to WWE. Maybe it's Ronda Rousey finally making her real debut. But I was actually very excited for that match. But in-ring-wise, I think I'm more intrigued to see how this one goes. I hope they give them above 10 minutes because these women can absolutely cook in the ring. And I have very high expectations for the match, but I do have Athena picking up the win. All right, so I'm going to get into two matches here at once. Both the Owen Hart Classic quarterfinals on the men's side. We have Will Ospreay versus Samoa Joe. And we have Swerve Strickland versus Bandito. Possibly two of the most excited matches. Two of the matches I am most excited for on this card. I think they're very easy to predict because I think these two guys, the two winners, are going to be in the finals and get their chance to go to All In. I have Will Ospreay beating Samoa Joe. Like I said with my logic before, I'll have the Ops picking up the win on the buy-in and Will Ospreay beating the main member of the Ops, Samoa Joe. And then here, a tough match because you have an awesome wrestler in Bandito who I love so much, but then Swerve Strickland, who's just too over to take a loss to him. And I'm going to be taking Swerve Strickland to win there as well. I have such high expectations match. I am so excited. Make sure you guys buy the pay-per-view for AEW because I'm telling you, these matches are going to be next level good. So make sure you are watching that match. But I got Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland picking up the wins, respectively, in their matches. Let's move into one of the two World Championship matches tonight. We'll start off with a women's fatal four-way. Tekla versus Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander versus Hikaru Shida. I am so excited for this match, but I have Tekla. To me, there's no chance Tekla is losing this title until All In, until she is opponent worthy, like a Toni Storm, like a face of this AEW company. I just don't see any of these women being that. The only one I can maybe see being on the win here is Jamie Hayter, but still, I'm really strong about my Tekla pick here, and I really could see her holding this title to All In or maybe beyond. She is so unbelievable. I've been loving her faction work, and I'm just so excited to see the feud she continue to build, the matches she continue to put on here in AEW, and with the rest of this awesome AEW women's division. All right, it's time for the AEW Double or Nothing Classic match, the Stadium Stampede between the Elite of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, with Jungle Jack Perry, Jericho, and the Hurt Syndicate of Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin versus the Dogs, Mark Davis, Andrade El Idolo, and the Demand in this Stadium Stampede match. This match is going to go crazy. I am so excited, and hopefully I get to see it in person. I haven't bought tickets yet, but I'm really hoping to go to this show. Yeah, this match is going to be unbelievable. Kenny Omega and Andrade hitting spots with each other. The Young Bucks, Ricochet, some of the best wrestlers in the entire world. This match is set to be unbelievable. I don't care who wins. I'm just so excited to see an unbelievable fight. Although, I don't see them not giving the Elite and Jericho, obviously, his first big match back. So, I don't see them not giving Jericho the win here in New York. And, I think logically, the babyfaces are going to win this Stadium Stampede this year. Up next, what could possibly be the best in-ring performance of the entire year of 2026. Kazuchika Okada versus Konosuke Takeshita for the International Championship. I have Kazuchika Okada winning here. With major help of Don Callis. Don Callis, I could see turning on his client Konosuke Takeshita, and this becoming a trilogy, working all the way into All In. I would love to see that. The strong style, the technical wrestling. I'm just so excited to see this. I think this match is going to be absolutely unbelievable and will not leave anybody upset. But yes, I have Kazuchika Okada picking up the win and retaining his title. And lastly, the main event, the title versus hair match between Maxwell Jacob Freeman and the champion, Darby Allin. This match is going to be absolutely awesome, guys. There's going to be so much blood. There's going to be so many insane spots. I want to see a coffin drop from the post through the table from Darby Allin, and I want to see MJF's ass go bald. Although I don't think that's happening. I think MJF is going to sadly be picking up the win here, and Darby Allin's awesome reign is going to be coming to an end. I just don't see someone who can stop MJF in this situation unless it's the return of Hangman Adam Page. But the way that Hangman Page now can't challenge MJF for the title, I just feel like him costing him also doesn't really make sense that much, unless that's the all-in feud you want to go for. Maybe he costs him for the title later on, maybe a Forbidden Door. But I have MJF definitely picking up the win in this match. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's AEW prediction video. I know I usually don't do any AEW videos. This is my first, but I've been really big on the AEW product lately, and I'm looking forward to making more content on All Elite Wrestling. So if you guys enjoy it, let me know in the comments below. And if you don't, you don't. But I also might be able to do interview content if I do get to go to the show. If I do, I'll give you guys POV content. I'll give you interview content if I get to go to the show. If not, I will do my review video. I'll do the usual. Make sure you guys have your notifications turned on and are ready for the next post. See you all in the next one. Peace out.